The world didn't end when the comet hit. It only learned how to suffer. The skies are quieter now, but the fear is louder than ever. If you thought survival was the hardest part, Greenland too. Migration is here to prove you wrong. Years have passed since the comet shattered the planet, but Earth never healed. Cities still stand, yet they feel empty, broken, and unsafe. The air is colder, the land is unstable, and the oceans no longer follow old rules. People don't talk about rebuilding anymore. They talk about lasting one more day. This is a world where hope is rare and safety is temporary. Every sunrise feels like borrowed time. John Garrity believed the worst was behind him. He saved his family once at a cost that still haunts him, but survival did not bring peace. It brought silence, trauma, and a new kind of fear. Governments collapsed, borders lost meaning, and shelters that once saved lives are now failing. What was meant to protect humanity is slowly becoming a prison. The final trailer opens with this truth: Earth is no longer a home, it is a threat. Crops fail without warning. Storms arrive without patterns. Entire regions are marked unlivable. The question is no longer how do we survive here? The question is where do we go now? That is where the word migration begins to carry weight. Families are forced to make choices no one should ever face. Stay and risk extinction, or move into the unknown with no promise of return. The film shows that the real disaster is not fire or ice, but time. Time is running out, and every decision matters. Trust is thin, resources are limited, and not everyone will be chosen. Greenland 2 is not just a disaster movie. It is a story about a damaged world asking humanity to move on, even when moving on means leaving everything behind. And this time, survival is only the beginning. They thought the shelters were the answer. They were wrong. Survival was never the end plan. It was only a pause before something much bigger. The trailer slowly reveals a truth that changes everything. The shelters are failing. Not all at once, but quietly, one by one. Systems shut down, power fades, supplies run thin. The places built to save humanity were never meant to last forever. They were designed to buy time, and now that time is almost gone. The world leaders who once promised safety are left with only one option: move what's left of humanity before Earth finishes the job. This is where the mission begins, not evacuation. Not rescue, migration, a controlled movement of people across a dying planet toward locations that may still support life. But there's a catch. These places are few, unstable, and dangerous to reach. Roads are destroyed, skies are unsafe. Communication barely works. Every journey risks becoming a one-way trip. John Garrity is pulled back into chaos when he learns this plan isn't optional. His past makes him valuable. His experience makes him necessary. But returning to this world means putting his family back in danger. The trailer shows him torn between staying hidden and stepping forward once again. Because if he doesn't act, someone else will decide his family's fate. The film raises a painful question here: who gets to migrate and who gets left behind? Selection becomes the new battlefield. Not everyone can go. Age, health, skills, and timing suddenly decide human worth. Fear spreads faster than any storm. Trust breaks. People fight, not because they are evil, but because they are desperate. As migration begins, the danger is no longer just nature. It's people. Convoys move through ruined cities. Shelters turn against each other. Order collapses under pressure. The trailer hints that the journey itself may be deadlier than staying behind. In Greenland 2, migration, escape is not freedom. Movement is not safety. And saving humanity may require sacrifices that no one is ready to make. When the world is ending, danger doesn't always come from the sky. Sometimes it comes from the people standing right beside you. As the migration plan moves forward, the story turns deeply personal. Survival is no longer about strength or skill. It's about who you are willing to protect and who you are forced to let go. John Garrity and his family are pushed to their limits as every step forward brings a new loss. The trailer shows moments of silence between chaos, where fear lives in people's eyes more than in the destruction around them. Alison Garrity becomes the emotional center of this journey. She is no longer just surviving. She is holding the family together while everything else falls apart. The film shows how trauma has changed her, but also how love becomes the last form of resistance. In a world that keeps taking, holding on to family becomes an act of courage. New threats rise quickly. Shelters turn hostile. Armed groups form their own rules. People stop seeing strangers as humans and start seeing them as obstacles. The trailer hints at betrayals, rushed decisions, and moments where trust costs lives. Nature may have broken the planet, but fear is what truly divides the survivors. The journey itself becomes brutal. Long distances, harsh weather, and failing technology push people past their breaking point. Every delay means death for someone else. Children are forced to grow up too fast. Parents are forced to lie to protect hope. The film doesn't shy away from showing that survival often demands painful choices. Greenland 2 shows that the real disaster isn't just the collapsing Earth, but the price of staying human when everything encourages you not to be. Migration is no longer a plan. It's a test of who we truly are when the world gives us nothing back. The end is no longer a warning, it is here. And this time, there's no shelter left to run to. The final trailer for Greenland 2. Migration doesn't just show danger, it feels heavy with consequence. Every frame carries the weight of a world making its last choices. Explosions are bigger. The landscapes are harsher, and the silence between scenes feels more frightening than the noise. This isn't chaos for shock value. It's chaos with meaning. The planet is clearly losing its fight, and humanity is racing against a clock that refuses to slow down. We see migration convoys breaking apart, aircraft struggling to stay in the air, shelters shutting their doors for the final time. The trailer makes it clear that no place is fully safe anymore. Even the destinations meant to save people feel unstable, temporary, and fragile. Hope exists, but it is thin and it can disappear in seconds. John Garrity stands at the center of impossible decisions. Protecting his family now means choosing between lives. The trailer hints that saving one person may cost many others. There are moments where he must act fast, without knowing if the choice he makes will destroy him later. His face tells a story of exhaustion, guilt, and responsibility. He is no longer just fighting for survival, he is fighting with the weight of humanity on his shoulders. Alison's strength becomes more visible than ever. She represents the emotional cost of migration, leaving memories behind, leaving graves behind, leaving the version of life that once felt normal. The film shows that moving forward does not erase pain. It carries it with you. Every step toward safety feels like a step away from who they used to be. The trailer's final moments suggest that migration itself may change the future forever. Humanity may survive, but it won't be the same humanity that existed before. Systems of control, new leaders, and new rules are forming in the chaos. Survival may come with a loss of freedom, truth, or compassion. And the film asks a terrifying question without answering it clearly. Is survival worth it if we lose what makes us human? Greenland 2. Migration is not about winning against disaster. It's about enduring it, carrying its scars, and deciding what kind of world deserves to be built after everything is burned. The journey may continue, but the cost is higher than ever before.